Shalom le Gulam. Peace to everybody, and welcome to a sampler video of the Hebrew Foundations course. Shemi Yoel ben Israel. My name is Yoel ben Israel, and today I want to give you all a sample from the Hebrew Foundations course regarding Hebrew numbers. So, in this particular slide, we're talking about counting in Hebrew and what that looks like, right? So in the Hebrew language, almost every number is gendered. There are masculine and feminine iterations of Hebrew numbers within the Hebrew language. Simultaneously, though, there are unique cases. There are these anomalies that pop up where a number in Hebrew is gender neutral. So we're going to be counting from 1 to 10 using the masculine iteration of Hebrew orthography first. And then we'll go to the feminine iteration of counting from 1 to 10 in the Hebrew language. I guess you could say technically we'll be going from 0 to 10. Right? So we're gonna go to 0 to 10 real fast. I'm just kidding. There are two sets of Hebrew numbers. You have the cardinal set of Hebrew numbers, which that means counting. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then you have the ordinal set of Hebrew numbers. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., etc. So first, let's talk about this very important phenomenon that happens in the Hebrew language as it pertains to numbers. That's called gender polarity. Hebrew numbers, gender polarity. So in Hebrew grammar, gender polarity means that certain numerals, they're going to use the grammatical form associated with the opposite gender of the noun that they modify. So specifically, this is exclusively for numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 in the Hebrew language. So for numbers 3 through 10, masculine nouns, they're going to take on the feminine looking numeral forms. And feminine nouns, they're going to connect with the masculine looking numeral forms. So the agreement is going to look reversed compared to orthodox adjective agreements. Basically, to distill that and make it even more elementary and fundamental, as it pertains to numbers 3 through 10, the masculine numbers look feminine and the feminine numbers look masculine. I'll say it one more time. As it pertains to numbers in the Hebrew language, numbers specifically going from 3 to 10, specifically, the masculine iteration of the number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they aesthetically, they look feminine, but it's still masculine in gender. And with the feminine numbers, 3 through 10, aesthetically, visually, they look masculine, but the gender is still in the feminine. So here are some paradigms to help us out with this and to get even more crystallization surrounding this phenomenon in Hebrew numbers regarding gender polarity, right? So when you have a masculine noun, that's always going to link up and connect with a masculine number. So for example, the Hebrew word sefer, sefer. Sefer is a masculine noun in the Hebrew language, which means book. Sefer is masculine. Now, how would you say 3 books in Hebrew? That would be Shalosha Sefarim. Shalosha Sefarim. So Shalosha Sefarim, that's how you would say 3 books in Hebrew. Now notice, if you were to look here, Shalosha, aesthetically, this is the masculine iteration of the number 3 in Hebrew. But aesthetically, it looks feminine because almost always in the Hebrew language, words that end with either a ta or a hey are feminine, almost always. So as you see in this case, Shalosha looks feminine. Aesthetically, it looks feminine, but it's performing in the masculine. It is gendered in the masculine. It is a masculine gendered word. That's why it links up with a masculine noun. So masculine nouns like sefer connect with masculine numbers. So to say 3 books in Hebrew would be Shalosha Sefarim, 3 books. Let's take a look at the example of the feminine noun and how it links up with the feminine number and how that would look. So let's take, for example, the feminine noun Nashim. Nashim. Nashim is a feminine noun, which means women in the plural, right? It is a plural noun, Nashim. So how would you say 3 women in Hebrew, Beibrit? You would say Shalosh Nashim. Shalosh Nashim. Shalosh, aesthetically speaking, looks masculine in relation to Shalosha, because Shalosh does not have a final hey or a ta at the end of the word. So aesthetically speaking, visually it looks masculine, but Shalosh is gendered in the feminine, right? So its gender is feminine. That's why Shalosh will connect with Nashim. Nashim is feminine. And so the number, which in this case performs as an adjective in a way, in Hebrew grammar, there must be noun adjective agreement. So that's why we see Shalosh being the feminine number for feminine iteration of the number 3, connecting to Nashim, which is the feminine noun in Hebrew for women. And just how we saw previously, Shalosha, which is the masculine iteration of the Hebrew number 3, connects with the masculine noun Sefarim to say 3 books. So you have Shalosha Sefarim, 3 books, masculine noun plus a masculine number. And then you have Shalosh Nashim, feminine noun linking up with a feminine number. So Shalosh Nashim, right? So masculine goes with masculine, feminine goes with feminine. And that, my friends, is a note on gender polarity as it pertains to Hebrew numbers. If you want more, and if you enjoyed that video, then you are going to love, absolutely love, the Hebrew Foundations course. So if you would like to join, you can leave a comment below, or you can click the link in the description box. Until next time, Shalom Lekulam. Peace to everybody.